So major news broke yesterday when it was revealed that Donald Trump's longtime accounting firm, Mazars, had actually dumped him a week ago. And this dumping was made public in court filings by the New York investigators. And basically, Mazars said that after more than a decade of being Donald Trump's accounting firm, they've got to call it quits because the material that he has given them over the years is too unreliable. And they know this now, they say, based on the investigations in New York, of course, and based on their own internal investigations. So let me read what Mazars had to say. We write to advise that the statements of financial condition for Donald J. Trump for the years ending June 30th, 2011 to June 30th, 2020, so we're talking about a 10-year span in total, should no longer be relied upon, and you should inform any recipients thereof who are currently relying upon one or more of those documents that those documents should not be relied upon. We have come to this conclusion based in part upon the filings made by the New York Attorney General on January 18th, 2022, our own investigation, and information received from internal and external sources. While we have not concluded that the various financial statements as a whole contain material discrepancies, based upon the totality of the circumstances, we believe our advice to you to no longer rely upon these financial statements is appropriate. So what the hell does that mean, right? Everybody has spent the last few hours since this news broke on Monday evening trying to figure out, what does this mean? Does it mean that Donald Trump is like totally going to jail? Or does it mean that Mazars just doesn't want the attention anymore? Well, unfortunately, it's not exactly clear. We do not have all of the information, so it's, a little difficult to make inferences about what Mazars is trying to tell us. But we do know, based on these statements, and of course, as they say, based on what they got from Letitia James, based on their own investigation, based on people inside and outside Mazars, they're all being told this information is incorrect. That's pretty much a given. That's what they're telling us. The information that Trump gave us is not accurate. So, for the investigation, which is trying to determine if the Trump organization inflated property values to secure loans, deflated property values to pay less in taxes, which way does this go now? Because if he's reporting inaccurate financial information to his accounting firm, that would be the information most likely that would be used to secure both bank loans and to file with your taxes. So we may end up in a situation where one of these is no longer in play. But I am assuming, based on what is happening with this investigation, because this is the official accounting firm, this is probably more closely tied to the tax issue than it would be to the property issue. For property issues, you do not always have to have this accounting information. And of course, they could provide their own internal documents that could still show, oh no, this property is worth $50 million, not $25 million. So it doesn't rule out things entirely. It just shows that what was going to Mazars may have been most likely, based on what I think here, the information they were using to pay less in taxes. Mazars is obviously a reputable accounting firm. The IRS would accept all of this. This would be what they paid their taxes on. So that's probably closer to what we're dealing with in this particular instance. Doesn't mean bank fraud didn't happen somewhere else along the line, but it probably wasn't coming from Mazars itself. They couldn't do both at the same time with the same information. So there you have it. Pretty interesting news. Definitely not good for Donald Trump being dumped by his longtime accounting firm. But like so many other things that have happened, we're going to have to wait and see how this actually plays out. Thanks for watching, and if you like what you saw, don't forget to like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe to our Ring of Fire channel here.